Guten Morgen. Actually, it's a little bit after 12 already, but finally able to get out to this park. We're out in North Texas, well, Central Texas really, Austin. Doing the same thing I did in the Houston pool. Wanted to check out what we've got going on here, see if I see anything that is brazen that needs to be worked on. This is the activity pool here. I think it's 130,000 gallons. Not a terribly large pool. These are fun to work on because they're not big, but they're not small. I'd like to get the umbrellas here. These umbrellas, I'd like them to get them refinished. Or at least polished. I bet you they'll do okay if they're polished. Yep. Alright, let's see what else. Lights are on. The pool lights are actually on for some reason. Echo me loose. Alright, let's see. We got a little concrete exposed right there. Nothing terrible. You know, I always looked. I've never seen in this pool where the main drains are at. Now I see them. Never been able to find them myself, but now I know why. I was never been able to find them. They're hiding. Main drains are hiding over here. Whoops, almost fell in. That wouldn't be good. Alrighty. Ooh, I like that cabana. Looks great. Alright, pad looks good. Rope looks great. There's the main drains right there. Do they look familiar? So, our friends here, the pools were designed by the same engineer we use out in Houston. So, you will notice a bunch of things that look exactly the same. And that's why. I'm tired. I drove in from Houston early this morning and got caught behind a major accident, unfortunately. Alright. Let's go to the next one. Now at the body slide complex. Pool's a little cloudy today, but we're in the middle of the week. Not a big deal. But I had a couple videos on this one specifically previously. I want to get the end caps repainted. I'm thinking about trying to do that in-house. I want to try it out myself. This is a different type of product right here. It's not fully fiberglass. There's fiberglass under it, but if you notice, there's black. That black is some type of primer that the manufacturer used previously for a few years. It didn't work out great, so they've got something else going on. But nonetheless, that's what we're looking at here. The attraction itself is in great shape. I'll be probably coming in soon and walking all these attractions and seeing for myself what we got going on. This is a little bitty pool, but I want to try and get the filtration up on it. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's that one. And then we got the wave pool. Wave pool looks fantastic. It is a plaster pool. We're talking about redoing the plaster on this one. I'd really like to redo the plaster on this one. It's not in terrible shape, but we got a few cracks that need to be addressed. Yep. All right, let's see. That water looks beautiful today. Nice and crisp. It's so crispy. Yep, pool looks beautiful. Beautiful. It's a little bit deeper than the one we have in Houston. This one's 5'10". The one we have in Houston's 5'6". So this one's a 6-chamber pool for the wave maker. But yeah, it's looking really good. Pool looks fantastic. I've always liked this wave pool. Really nice. Finally got the cabana canvas. We've been having problems getting that, but they finally were able to get it in. Yeah, finally got it in. Nice. Now we're in the pump house for the wave pool. Here's the filter for that pool we just went by, the little pool for the body slides. As you can see, there's quite a bit of water. Unfortunately, this area, it doesn't shed water very well. There's a sump pump here, you can see. Got a few leaks here and there that we got to look at, but nonetheless, like, I mean, it is what it is. We're gonna try and figure out a way to shed the water off a little bit easier. Here's a Defender. Looks pretty good. You know, every time I'm around, there's an air compressor turning on. All right, let's get this off real quick. Whew, that was an adventure. Okay, so now we are in the wave chamber. Does this guy look familiar? Looks familiar. So this is the original blower that was in this park. We had another one as well, but it ended up having some catastrophic failure. So we went with the new version. This is the new version. Again, this one's just like the one out in Houston. There are a couple differences. It's got two adjusters here. Really nice handle for this guy. That's cool. We don't have that. It is a 75 horsepower, same as, but it's got high RPM, so I'm not mistaken, 3680 on this one. Let's see if I can see it real quick. 3570 RPMs. All right, so now what's crazy about this is you see the pipe over there goes up, right? The ones in Houston, they go into the wall. So this one's built somewhat like that. It's got a, but you can see it's out rectangular out, and then the input's circular. So it's almost 12 inches. So what we had to do, well, I'm gonna say we, what Legend came out and helped these guys out. He built this entire adapter right here out of fiberglass, and it's solid. Okay, out of all fiberglass. Great piece of equipment there. We're having to do the same thing out in one of the Vegas parks. Now, this is the infamous pump, mat racer pump that I messed up. I didn't mess it up, it was wired backwards, and then it was wired for low voltage, and then I rewired it, but I wired it in reverse. Anyway, one thing that we have problems here is, if you notice the valve here is shut. We don't really like that. What we want to do is make it where there's a check valve in this line. Now, we don't have a lot of real estate here, but I think I can fit a check valve in here. But once we get the check valve, that's good. I see this pump here. This is the pump, and hopefully I'm gonna tag this in somewhere. But this pump right here is about the same pump I want to put in Houston for our mushroom. And once I get in Houston, I'll try and put this out there and show you. But I really like this pump. It's a 10 horsepower, this one specifically. But at 75 feet ahead, it's pushing 370 gallons, give or take. That's pretty good. And it has a catch basket already built in. Doesn't need to have a eccentric reducer or a concentric reducer. It's all perfect. It's just perfect. So anyway, I really like this. I'm trying to do the same thing in Houston for that mushroom at the wave pool. So hopefully I can tag this in and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm not going to Houston today, maybe in another day or so. Anyway, we'll figure it out. I might have another video I can tag it on. Anyway, here this is wave chamber. This one has 6 chambers for wave maker. And controller is pretty similar to ours, a little smaller, but relatively same thing. Now team, we're in the last pump house. I always like this pump house, pretty cool. So this is for their Rainfortress feature. Might look familiar, got the 4 pumps. There's 1 pump for the filter, and it goes to a Defender. It's an older series Defender that we got used, and they just couldn't, the previous owner didn't know how to operate it well. But we know how to operate these, so we were like, no problem, we'll do it, no issues. Over there is the splash pad pump that goes to this huge manifold, and then each one of those goes to a different spray feature. Okay. Now the difference here is, like, you can see there's a bunch of Y strainers. Here, let's go. All right, you see we got a bunch of Y strainers here. That's because each one of those is for each little unit, right? There's a big one right there, and there's another big one right there. So you might ask yourself, well, the ones in Houston are not like that for your splash pad. And that's true, and here's why. This one's direct suction from the surge tank, not going through a filter. So my one in Houston goes through the filter. It's through the filter, and then when it goes out, that goes out to the splash pad, and that's how the water's rotated. So that's the difference here. What's the difference? Really, but I've always liked this room. The trench here, good sized trench for the cleaning of the filters. Yeah, you can see the baskets here. All right, so let's take a look at the pump or the surge pit. Let's see. Yeah. Like the surge pit. It seems shallow to me, but still a nice surge pit. Yep. It's so pretty. Nice. The anti-vortex plates look so small compared to the pipe size. I don't know. Oh, wow. And then you see over there, that's the surge pit. And that's for the splash pad. So if you see these two pipes, they connect. That's how the water goes in and out between the two. So you have filtered water on both sides. All right, team. Well, this is my end of my trip for the day. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you soon. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.